Cool. All right, next topic.
Round 2.
Peter Pan. Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
I actually was thinking about Peter Pan the other day because I was doing some just Googling on Michael Jackson because I was wondering how tall he was.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it turns out he's like 5'9" is what some websites are saying, but
I bet he's close to that.
Yeah, he looks taller because his long legs, really skinny and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But Peter Pan apparently is one of his favorite movies, if not favorite movie.
It's
and
cool.
I love Peter Pan. I think it was a great movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Peter Pan. I like the Disney classic animated.
The Disney
one
classic
that's the
animated
most-
is classic.
Yeah, it's the best one for sure. Yeah. There are parts of it now that you watch and you'd be like, they wouldn't release that these days.
Yeah.
You know,
You
like
see it as an adult and you're like, holy.
The following the leader song. Going to fight some engines.
Yeah, there's a lot of nasty racism in Disney movies, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, you know,
It's all
but
hidden.
like at the time,
Like
I don't believe it was malicious. You know, it was just, this is just how it is.
The humor back in the day.
That's the joke, and that's the thing. And so I don't think it was malicious.
But at the same
Was
time,
it reinforcing negative stereotypes?
For sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, it was.
Did some people know they were doing that? Most certainly. I'm sure a couple people knew.
And other people probably
were
realize.
oblivious, just like people today.
That's right. Yeah. That's funny. This is a bit of a tangent, but I have some cousins that aren't my blood relatives, but their dad was like in foster care sort of with my grandparents' house, and he's a native, so it was First Nations, and he's married to a white woman.
Oh yeah.
And so they were my cousins through the dad. And they lived down in Washington, and growing up, I always just assumed that I must be related through the mom.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's just not how things work, right?
Yeah.
And it was funny because at my grandparents' house, they had pictures of all their kids on the wall, and the dad was up there, and the mom wasn't, right? And then there's the wedding pictures, and they're together. And I always thought that was a little weird. But the funniest thing was, that relates to this topic anyways, that happened was one time, I have this one cousin that's the same age as mine, and then he's got an older sister, and I was over at his place, and we were playing a game, and we were like, oh, let's play Cowboys and Indians, and we were deciding who was going to be Cowboys and who was going to be Indians, and I said, well, the Cowboys are the good guys, and the Indians are the bad guys. And his sister, older sister, flipped out. Like, she just got so mad. And we were both like, what is she upset about? I don't understand.
What did I do?
Because I didn't know he was an Indian, and he didn't know he was an Indian either.
You don't really realize that stuff.
And so it's like, we didn't know. We had no idea that this was, that even that Indians still existed, that they were...
100%.
That's right,
100%.
that they were a group of people that was a real group of people, and that he was one of them. You know, we had no idea of these things.
Yeah.
And like that, so I was a little kid at the time, so obviously it wasn't a malicious thing. And ever after I learned, well, maybe we shouldn't call the Indians bad guys because they're real people. They actually exist. They're here. You know.
100%.
And now they don't. Well, you know, it's funny with the word Indian too, is because people here don't really like it. But I lived down on the Navajo reservation. For a while, and down there they're like, oh yeah, Indians. That's what we are.
Oh, they don't.
We're Indians.
They're not like Native American.
No. I mean, maybe there probably are some that feel that way.
Of course.
But
for the majority,
the majority that I met, we're all like, no, we're Indians. We're not First Nations. We're not natives. We're Indians.
That's what makes it hard. Is just like knowing the terminology these days. There's so many different ways to identify yourself. So it's. I kind of wish I was Peter Pan, didn't have to grow up and just be a lost boy forever and just kind of fly around, have your shadow follow you and whatever. And it's just, it's weird. It's hard in 2018, like, talking about Indians, the word Indian, like, people from India, are they East Indians? Are they Indians? And it's,
yeah,
the terminology, some people may identify that, some people identify with that. Some people in North America may think this, while people in Europe think that. And it's like,
yeah,
where is the
yeah,
the correct terminology? Where's the,
yeah,
this is right, this is wrong?
yeah. Well, and it's tricky in that, like, I think the most important thing always is to just try to be nice to people, right? That you're not, like, if you say you encounter somebody and you refer to them in a certain racial way, whatever it is, and they don't like it, then just say, oh, I didn't mean that. Whatever way you want to be referred to, fine. Like, because personally, I don't care, right? Yeah. Like, I'll call people whatever race they want to be called. I don't care at all.
Yeah. It doesn't affect you.
But so, I can say whatever it is. If the thing is, if you want to be called by your specific nation name, like say there's all the different First Nations, right? Yeah. I will try and remember that. Yeah, but there's a lot of them, and I may not remember them all, and I'll very likely mispronounce. Yeah. But I'm going to try, right? I'm going to do what I can.
I made the effort.
That's right. And I mean, for me, like, I'm a white person, obviously.
Really? Oh
my gosh. I don't consider it part of my identity, really. Like, it's just, I don't have control over that. That's fine. But I don't expect people to be able to, I don't care what people call me.
Yeah.
Like, you can call me whatever negative race.
What's your heritage?
Bilagana, Gringo, whatever. I don't care. You can call me whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm mostly European.
Yeah.
But it is all mixed together. There is even a little bit of First Nations in there, but it's long ways.
Yeah, way back.
Way back. Yeah. But it's just a primarily European mix.
Yeah.
British, German, Polish,
for sure. All
match.
That. Yeah.
All that stuff. It's yeah. Well, I think most people are that way. That there's a certain degree of a mix these days, anyways.
These days, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there are certainly groups that have become, I'm going to say, mixed in more recently. If that makes sense. Like, if you have a segregated population, they're more likely to stay racially consistent. Let's say, just because that's who's around. Yeah,
they don't have the means to travel, or people aren't coming to the area, or whatever.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I think for most people, they will date, marry, and have children with the people that happen to be around. Yeah. So if you're in a place that has only white people, you're gonna
probably.
If you're in a place like on a native nation, then these are the people you associate. Those are the people you're gonna, and wherever you are, that's where it's gonna be, right?
Yeah.
And I think for most people, race doesn't really play into that.
I agree. Yeah. I think that's pretty accurate for. But at the same time, it could also be a very islander sort of view, because looking down to the States, it's outrageous down there.
Well, I mean, I lived down in Arizona for a couple of years.
Oh, you were in Arizona? Cool.
Yeah, so that's where the Navajo Nation is. And I only lived there for about 4 months, but the rest of the time I was in other parts of Arizona. And, like, there are racist people there, but most of them aren't.
Yeah.
And Arizona is one of those places that people look at and go, yeah, that's a racist place. But it's not. Most of the people aren't.
Yeah.
And most people don't care.
A lot of people do not care.
Yeah.
A lot of people do not care.
They have immigration concerns down there that we don't have here.
Yeah.
So it is like they have specific immigration issues that can transform into racism quite easily down there, that we just don't have here. So it's hard to communicate what that's like. And for me, in the position I was as a missionary down there, like it didn't matter to me. My position, my job was not in jeopardy.
Yeah.
The tax money wasn't doing anything. It was I was outside of life there. It was a whole different thing. So it's hard to say.
It is hard to say, absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially just because I think that depending on which region you're going to, like you said, Arizona was apparently viewed as more of a racist state. I would think more so Texas or something like that, just from stereotypes. And that's probably very wrong, so don't hate me in the comments. But this is just what we hear in the media and from social media. And I've never been to Texas myself, so I can't actually say whether it's like that or not. But what I find personally, just as a person of color, I'm only half black, half white, so I do have a white family and I have color to my skin, but it's more so, it's like racism between like its own community, you know what I mean, if that makes sense. It's like kind of black on black racism, which I kind of find is very predominant in the States. And even parts of Canada, we don't have a huge population of color, but we do have a population, and I have seen it and I've witnessed it and been a part of that sort of thing, and it's very interesting. But no, I don't think a majority is racist. I think a majority is probably not racist, but it seems like a majority is racist, or like a massive amount is racist, because Donald Trump is in office and the media is also just like really about the whole white supremacy, KKK. So it's hard to actually know where the good people are.
That negative voice gets magnified and amplified by the media.
Very large.
It just gets blown up by it. Yeah. It's not representational.
Couldn't agree.
All right, that was a divergence.
Yeah. I didn't talk too much about Peter Pan, but it's a great movie. Check it.